Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction is packed with wild, unforgettable scenes, talking about burgers, accidental shootings, a shocking adrenaline shot. But the one I want to focus on today is the best one in the whole movie. It's the final scene in the diner, where Jules and Vincent face off with the two robbers, Pumpkin and Honey Bunny. This moment doesn't just finish the story, it takes the whole movie to another level.
Everybody be cool, this is a robbery!
Any of you fucking pricks move! And I'll execute every one of you motherfuckers!
It turns a fun, crazy crime movie into something deeper, something with real heart. Jules' calm, powerful speech, and how everything plays out completely flips your expectations. But before we dive into that scene, let's back up for a second and talk about what led up to this point. Knowing how the characters got here, especially Jules, makes this moment hit even harder. Once you see the full picture, it's clear why this scene changes everything. Before we get into the diner standoff, let's talk about how Pulp Fiction works. The movie isn't told in order, it jumps around between different characters and storylines. At first, that can be confusing, but it's one of the things that makes the film so cool. It lets us see characters at different points in their lives and makes certain moments hit harder when we loop back to them. Jules and Vincent, the hitmen played by Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta, are at the center of it all. We see them doing messy, violent work, killing people, joking around, making mistakes. But Jules starts to question his life after a moment he believes is a miracle. Bullets miss him at point-blank range. That's the turning point. He starts talking about walking the earth and leaving his violent life behind.
I'm just gonna walk the earth.
What you mean, walk the earth?
You know, like Kane in Kung Fu. Walk from place to place, meet people, get in adventures.
The final diner scene actually happens after that miracle, even though it comes at the start of the movie. So, when we get to it at the end, we finally understand why Jules acts the way he does. That context, his decision to change, is what makes this scene not just cool, but powerful. The diner scene opens quietly. Jules and Vincent are just finishing breakfast, having a pretty chill conversation about quitting the hitman life. Jules is serious. He's talking about giving up crime and finding a new path. Vincent, on the other hand, laughs it off. He thinks Jules is just going through a phase. Then, out of nowhere, the calm is shattered. Pumpkin and Honey Bunny, the couple we saw at the very start of the movie, jump up and start robbing the place. They're yelling, waving guns, scaring everyone. We realize the whole movie has just looped back to that opening scene, but now we're seeing it from Jules and Vincent's side. Vincent is in the bathroom, so it's just Jules dealing with the chaos. When Pumpkin, Tim Roth, points a gun at him, Jules doesn't panic. He stays calm. He gives up his wallet, then starts talking, really talking.
The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the inequities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know I am the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you.
He tells Pumpkin about his moment of clarity. He explains how he used to think a Bible verse he recited before killing people was just a cool line. But now he sees it differently. He thinks maybe he's the shepherd, trying to protect others. Maybe it's time to change. This isn't just a robbery anymore. It's a turning point. Jules isn't trying to kill Pumpkin. He's trying to save him. He lowers his gun. He offers the robbers the money from his wallet and lets them leave without anyone getting hurt.
I'm trying real hard to be the shepherd.
Vincent comes out of the bathroom, confused but ready to shoot. Jules stops him. He's already made his decision. No more killing, no more violence. He's walking away.
Be cool! Yolanda, it's cool, baby. It's cool!
The scene ends with Jules and Vincent leaving the diner, but now we see them differently. One man is changed, the other isn't. That contrast, in just a few minutes, says more than hours of dialogue could. What makes this scene really hit isn't just what happens, it's how it makes us feel. Up until this point, Pulp Fiction has been cool, violent, funny, and a little chaotic. But this diner scene suddenly adds weight. It's not just about crime anymore, it's about choice, change, and control. Jules is the emotional center here. Earlier in the film, he's quick to anger, full of pride, and deadly calm when killing, but something shook him. That miracle made him rethink his life. In the diner, we see that change take hold. Instead of reacting with violence, he chooses peace. He controls the situation without pulling the trigger. That's power. That's growth. The beauty of this moment is how low-key it feels. There's no big music cue, no action montage. It's just Jules talking, sharing what's on his mind while holding a gun. And yet, it's gripping. We're not on the edge of our seat because of the threat of violence. We're there because we don't know if everyone's going to make it out alive. And somehow, they do. This scene also redefines the movie's structure. It turns out the whole film was building to this quiet moment of personal change. Jules walking away, not with swagger, but with purpose. That's rare in a crime movie, and that's what gives this scene real emotional weight. This scene is also a perfect example of Tarantino's style, cool, casual, and unpredictable. He doesn't build tension with loud music or fast cuts. Instead, he lets the characters talk. The calm, back-and-forth dialogue, even during a robbery, makes it feel real and grounded. That contrast between everyday conversation and high-stakes drama is one of Tarantino's trademarks. Also, the movie's timeline isn't in order. We have already seen Jules and Vincent survive this day, but now we're watching how they handled this specific moment. That non-linear storytelling makes this scene even more powerful, because we understand Jules better after seeing the rest of the movie. We see the full journey. Tarantino also mixes genres here. This isn't just a crime scene. It's a mini-western, a standoff between two men with guns. But instead of a shootout, it ends with a conversation and a choice. And that choice, to walk away, is what sticks with us. The way this scene is written and shot, it feels simple. But there's so much going on underneath. That's what makes it work. It's stylish without being flashy. It's deep without being preachy. And that's classic Tarantino. This scene didn't just land with movie fans, it became iconic. People quote Jules's lines all the time, especially the fake Bible verse.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers.
Even though it's not a real scripture, it stuck. It became one of the most quoted lines in movie history. The scene also helped define Tarantino's career. Before Pulp Fiction, he was a rising director with one film, Reservoir Dogs. After this, he was seen as a genius. The mix of violence, humor, and philosophy in this diner moment showed people that crime films didn't have to follow the usual rules. It also influenced a ton of other movies and shows. That mix of deep talks and sudden violence, people tried to copy it for years. You can see its fingerprints in everything from Breaking Bad to Snatch to the Boondock Saints. But few moments hit quite like this one. Even nearly 30 years later, people still bring up this scene when talking about the best moments in film. It's been parodied, studied, and praised. Why? Because it's not just cool, it actually means something. It gave a gangster film a soul and made people think about redemption, choice, and peace in the middle of chaos. By the time the diner scene ends, it's clear we've just watched something bigger than a crime story. Jules choosing peace over violence isn't just a twist. It's the heart of the whole movie. It shows us that even in a world filled with chaos, people can change. That idea gives Pulp Fiction a surprising amount of depth. This scene ties everything together. It redefines how we view the characters, reframes the whole story, and leaves us with something to think about long after the credits roll. It's not about the gunplay or the cool lines. It's about the moment a man decides to be better. That's why this scene takes Pulp Fiction from just a fun, stylish film to something more meaningful. It gives the movie weight. It sticks with you. And honestly, it's what turns this movie from just epic into a true masterpiece. This one scene captures everything that makes Pulp Fiction special. Great writing, unforgettable characters, and a deeper message hiding under all the chaos. It's the turning point that gives the movie its heart. And that's what makes it more than just a cool film. It's what makes it a masterpiece. I want to ask for your help. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subs by the end of the year, so I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe and help me out. Thanks a lot.